on that products, on a car, it only affects the car industry. We're not going to pretend like, oh, because I put a tariff on a car, you're going to pay higher in groceries. Like, what sense does that make?
Is that it's just going to be passed off to the consumer, and I'm just like, bro, yeah, I really don't know how Trump's tariffs, how he plans on implementing these tariffs. That's why they keep scaring him with bold-faced lies and figures like, oh, it's going to be $4,000. It's going to cost your family $4,000 more a year. Like, bro, who said that?
Yeah, go on Trump's real policy instead of what Kamala says. Because I ain't going to lie, it's so crazy. Because I kind of wish you could sue for defamation in politics. Because it'd just be like, dog, you keep telling people stuff I have not said. Like, policies I do not condone. Project 2025 never condoned anything in there. Then you lie, bro. I'm surprised the Heritage Foundation ain't on her ass. Being like, bro, you lie about what's in Project 2025 all the time, saying that we're writing down all this egregious stuff. But if you put it out and actually read it, none of that's said. Anything that Tim Walz and Kamala say about Project 2025 was in there is a lie.
It's been debunked, disproved multiple times. Like, I don't understand how we can be this late into the election cycle. What I got 20 some days away from the election, and people are still, Project 2025. I'm just like, bro,
I'm surprised the Heritage,
have you been paying attention?
I'm surprised the Heritage Foundation hasn't just came out, because let's be real, they said, but all the liberals done debunked this. So we're surprised that y'all are still going, because the liberals debunked Project 2025.
Even CNN came out and said, like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this is
they're
not affiliated with Trump. They're like a privatized independent group.
Bro, and they fact checked Tim Walz on that. And I think that's what lost a lot of people that votes, because a lot of people were still thinking that Project 2025 was Trump. But then when CNN comes out and be like, no, we're fact checking it. Project 2025 had nothing to do with Trump.
I don't know, bro. They gonna keep saying it though. As long as people keep believing it, they gonna keep saying it.
They keep saying it in our chat, so it's obviously still going.
Not to mention what he is doing. If you look at Project 2025.
And quick pause for the cause, man. We still got over 1,200 y'all in here, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. It's been a fire stream thus far, man. But go ahead and like the video, man. Double tap that screen. You can hit the 3 buttons in the upper right hand corner. Let's get some more folks in here, man. We got Kamala supporters chiming in right now. But it's all about having folks in here from both sides, man. Let's increase the discourse. Go ahead and super chat into the stream with any thoughts, questions, comments, anything you want to get off your chest. Disagreements, especially, man, $1 or more. We'll go ahead and engage with y'all.
Gotcha. Boom.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
All right, got that fixed.
Cool.
What they're proposing in terms of cutting off, for example, we see Hurricane Helene. What we have seen happen in terms of Milton, cutting off the SBA ability to give small businesses that have experienced an extreme weather event, a disaster, giving them additional resources. This man don't want to help small businesses.
Whoa. I'm sorry, but like, isn't that what y'all just got done doing with FEMA? Y'all just got done doing that with FEMA. Now you're trying to say, oh, Donald Trump's the one trying to do that now. Y'all just did it.
You did tell me that right before we hopped on the stream.
Bro, I already told you this is the lie they're going to try to spread already. They effed up with FEMA. They was handing out FEMA money to immigrants. Now that they got caught up for it, they're going to try to say that, oh, well, Trump's going to do this. Trump's going to do that. No, that wasn't us, but Trump's going to do it. Like, how stupid do y'all think people is? Well, never mind. Some of y'all probably are going to do that. Never mind.
Actually, now that I think about
never mind. My bad.
He cares about
set
the
myself
kinds
up
of
with that
people
one.
who run the businesses he runs. Big developers, billionaires. He's not looking out for middle-class folks. You look at what he is proposing in terms of cutting, if you look at the cost that middle-class families bear, healthcare costs. We have capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Black folks are 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes. Under Project 2025, they would undo that $35 cap. You look at what he is planning to do that is about getting rid of the Department of Education and Head Start programs. Who do you think that's going to affect? So there is, first of all, a danger in terms of understanding. There are 2 choices in this election, and understanding what Donald Trump intends for middle-class families. 2, look at it in the context of how he actually thinks and talks about black folks in America. And you and I have talked about this before. He is not looking out for folks when he was a landlord and would not rent to black families, sued for it. When he took out a full-page ad in the New York Times against those 5 teenagers, black and Latino, who were innocent, saying they should be executed, the Central Park 5.
So, and House, okay.
keep bringing that up too.
May of 2024, Trump priced the insulin cap at 35. Kamala's just running off it. It's like, yes, we can actually go back and prove that Trump is the one who capped insulin at 35. He talked about it, made a speech on it, May of 2020. All of a sudden, Kamala 4 years later come out like something brand new.
And then say, what's up with this tired ass Central Park 5 narrative? That was like literally like in the early 90s, I believe. Bro, like everybody thought those boys was guilty. Their own parents, some of their own parents turned them in, bro.
Yeah, but it's just one of them things to paint him as racist. Or, he denied housing to the to black people and all that. And I'm like, if y'all really look up how they did that study, they sent in a white person in there first. Then they send a black person in there to act for the same crib, as if the white person's not going to tell them, nah, I just offered this house to somebody who just came in. Like, you want something else to look at? And they say, no, I wanted that one, and walk out. How is that being racist? Like I said, like they'll paint anything towards you. Y'all just believe it. Y'all won't even go look up the fact that it was, Donald Trump's father. There was Donald Trump's father that was running the business at that time. And Donald Trump's father is responsible for founding one of the richest black neighborhoods. So it's like,
talk about that,
y'all don't want to talk about that.
5, when you look at the first black president of the United States, and he had birther lines, and now you look at black immigrants, legal immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, and he gets on a debate stage and says they're eating their pets. Come on, this man is dangerous.
Oh, man.
Not to mention, Roland, let's fast forward to right now. His staff won't let him do a 60 Minutes interview. Every president for the last half century has done one. Anyone who's running for president. Everyone has done it, except Donald Trump. He will not debate me again. I put out my medical records. He won't put out his medical records.
For what?
And you have to ask, why is his staff?
Whoa, man. I mean, put out your medical record for what?
That's like when they ask him to release his tax returns. I was like, well, why are y'all so pressed on this man's tax returns? Like, we know he's.
I'm like, hold on. So he's supposed to release a medical. When does any president in the history release medical records for any injury? Small, big, anything.
She's using the well, I did it, so why shouldn't he?
Nobody attacked you, bitch. You didn't get no damn injury. Like,
Trump will put that on her. Like, yo, I've sat down with neutral media. I've sat down with liberal media. Like, where's your hostile sit
bro? I'm so confused. I'm just like, Kamala, please tell me the injury that you got where you had to disclose your records. Please tell me the controversial injury that you got where you had to disclose your record. Actually, please tell me any time we doubted anything that happened to you in the medicals with your medical stuff. Please. It don't even make sense for her to even say that. We never even had that, like, I don't know, like, well, we never even speculated that from her, that you was lying about anything medical. Your race, okay. But anything else, nah. And you don't gotta release your medical record to prove your race.
Doing that. And it may be because they think he's just not ready and unfit and unstable and should not have that level of transparency for the American people. There's a real choice in this election.
You mentioned the Department of Education. I was on a call a couple weeks ago. Jeffrey Canada, Steve Perry, Jalen Rose, and others who are supporters of school choice, parental choice.
Yeah.
And what they've complained about is that you haven't heard a lot about education in the last several months. And they were talking about these educational outcomes of African Americans post-COVID.
Yeah.
And they said that the numbers are depressing.
Yeah, it's bad.
In terms of your focus with education, one, do you support public charters? Do you support, how do we deal with those numbers? Because at the end of the day, if our kids are staying behind, that's just going to make it even more difficult for them.
For sure.
When it comes to getting jobs. Shout
out Chris Hogan coming in with 2. Says, did she really just steal the Biden? Come on, man.
I'm weak. Yeah.
And if you think about it, it's Biden 2.0.
Bro, it's so hard listening to Kamala without playing or just going into Project 2025 or playing some clips, because it's like, sweetheart, it's hard for me to just sit here and let you lie so hard on camera. I'm like, nobody fact check Kamala. I'm like, Kamala, that's why you're the one who's afraid to do a debate, because Trump been invited you to Fox. the thing about it like this. How is Trump afraid? How is Trump afraid when he pulled up to CNN for Biden? He pulled up to ABC for Kamala, but Kamala won't pull up to Fox. She won't pull up to Daily Mail. She won't pull up to no adversarial or right-leaning publication. But Trump's afraid.
Y'all make sure to follow us on
JD Vance just got done pulling up to the New York Times. But Trump's afraid. Really? All right, how about this? Somebody tell Kamala to go hop on Fox News like Tim Walz did. How come her VP is showing better leadership than she is?
Follow us on X, man.
Like, bro,
real.
I respect Tim Walz more than I respect Kamala Harris off the fact that at least he pulled up to CNN. My bad, not CNN. At least he pulled up to Fox News. Bro, put up to Fox News. He may have got embarrassed a little bit, but at least he pulled up. That's respectable. What's unrespectable is you talking about how somebody's scared, but you're the one running away from every right-leaning publication that offers you an interview. Shoot, we can go to that one's actually a good one.
Been a community of hardworking people. House when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, but a lot of people will relate to this. I grew up in a neighborhood of folks very happy. Yeah. And I was
There you go. I mean, the choice is very clear. It's Kamala all the way, right? I mean, because when asked how she's going to bring down these high prices, I mean, the answer could not have been any better. I was a middle-class girl, and we had people who cared about their lawns. If you people can't see how completely full of shit this woman is by now, and that she has nothing to go on aside from the same rehearsed talking points over and over and over again that her campaign gave her because she can't go off script for more than 2 seconds, then you are the problem.
Was raised as a middle-class kid. I grew up a middle-class kid. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. We have ambitions and aspirations and dreams. The ambition, the aspiration, the dream. I started my career as a prosecutor. I was a career prosecutor for most of my career. Having a background as a prosecutor, I intend to create an opportunity economy. Developing and creating an opportunity economy. What I imagine and believe and call an opportunity economy.
Whether you hate Trump or you just hate what he...
It's one thing to repeat yourself. It's one thing to maybe say something you already said, but to literally bar for bar go over your taglines like we didn't just hear you say the same thing last week, last month. I'm just like, yo, how can she have so much support?
Bro, I don't even know how she has so much support after all these stories of her husband came out, slapping a woman so hard she spun around. Like, goddamn.
Movie slaps.
Man, and Doug. So, he's supposed to be the new symbol of masculinity.
The first man.
Man, no jawline having ass. Like, crazy.
He says, you cannot deny...
He said he was only hiring hot secretaries at his job, too. That was hilarious.
Okay, I don't blame him for that.
One person sounds like a leader,
me and him agree
the other
on
person
that.
sounds like an idiot. All she does is deflect the question. She did it in the debate. She's done it in every interview that she's done for the last few years. That's all she knows how to do. She does not answer questions outright. If you go back and watch the debate again, tell me how many questions she actually answered. In fact, make a drinking game out of it. Take a drink every time she answers a question. Spoiler alert, you're going to be completely sober by the end. In fact, you might be asleep, but not from drinking. There is a stark contrast between a real leader and presidential nominee and a person who was selected, not elected.
Shout out Clifton Lloyd, man, coming in with $5. You want to read that outside?
Yeah, she's always talking about how Trump is a threat to democracy when she just got planted with no votes. We all know how life was under Trump. Yeah, and I don't know if you want to deny it. Because trust me, there's some people who lived great under Trump, but because they hate him so much, they
no.
Oh God, like we're living under a racist regime. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
It's like that. It's like that Family Guy joke when they was trying to change that ox's mind, and he was literally like, no, yeah. That's how some of y'all be. That's how some of y'all be. What's up, Camaro?
Vote accordingly.
Oh man, that's literally how some of y'all be.
No. Like, bro.
Oh my God.
Like, chill, bro. We're just trying to inform you,
bro.
education plan for America if you're president?
Yeah, so I have supported public charters, but here's the thing that we have to just focus on in this election. First of all, Donald Trump would get rid of the Department of Education, which means that as a vehicle for funding a lot of what we need to do around public education for our children, it would be get rid of Head Start. And we know how many of our children have benefited from that in the earliest stages of their development, which are the most critical to them being able to be successful as they go through the educational process. So there is a huge contrast between me and him. And frankly, I don't think he wants to talk about education, which is why it has not become an issue on the debate stage, because he doesn't have a plan, which takes me back to a fundamental point. He doesn't have a plan for much of anything that is about the people who are going to be watching this interview.
Well, hold on. No tax on tips, like the plan that you stole, child care tax credit, the one that you stole, but you just added a ban to. I mean, those are plans right there. You just took them, and now you're acting like you don't got no plans.
Talking about how she's gonna bolster SBA when Trump was the one to kind of advance the program, when Trump was the one to strengthen and widen the program under his administration.
I'm like, sweetheart, just because you stole a plan don't mean they don't got it no more.
That's what I'm saying. I think they really hinge on the fact that most of their voting base just is uninformed.
Yeah, they're uninformed. Like they never went to Trump website. They never read Agenda 47. They never read Project 2025. Truly, like, bro, they just say anything and expect y'all just to believe them at face value, and you do no research, and that's what most of y'all do.
And then y'all hop in our chat and then regurgitate the shit, and then y'all got to get fact checked by some of the people who actually pay attention. And I know it hurts. I know it sucks.
Yeah.
But this is the truth. This is the truth.
Like, some of y'all need to hop off the chat and go hop on Google and go look up some stuff real quick.
Objective truth, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
It's all in your face.
I invite everyone always and again, watch his rallies. He will talk full time about himself. He will talk about his personal grievances, and he will not talk about you and any plan that he has for you or your children.
Yeah.
Or your future.
How does it make you feel when he trashes
over
black
demonizing?
cities? So in 2020,
Like,
he
bro,
talked
just
about
pulled up
voting
for the hurricane
in
victims and
Fulton
got them
County,
electricity. What are you talking about?
That though.
I mean,
Got him Starlink.
I mean, Trump got hurricane victims Starlink. If he didn't care about people, then why would he do something like that? Bro, I remember when she was around those Hispanic people, they was actually learning. Yeah, and like, look, I know y'all enemies, but can y'all say one good thing? Can you say one good thing about Trump? One good thing. Bro, she flat out said, oh, I don't know him, so I have nothing good to say. I'm just like, bro, the lady asked you to say one good thing. The man's a father. He's done well in business. He had a successful show.
You know, we may disagree on politics, but he thinks he's helping. You know, something like that.
At least he's
know,
trying. Like, you know,
trying.
Like, he says he's helping, so I can take him at that. I just feel like I know I'm helping. Like, she could have said something like that, but it's just the complete demonization of the man. It's unclassy. It's like, it just makes you look like hateful. It makes you look as hateful as you really are, and it doesn't make me look like a strong candidate if your only thing against this man is, oh, I hate him. But you're still his policies,
that's
though.
What they're running off of is hate and fear. Hate and fear of the man.
How do you hate and fear a man, but you're running off his policies?
Well, they're not his when I scratch his name off and write mine in.
Bruh. and then the only policy that's your own is your tax plan, and that's a complete disaster.
Facts.
Detroit. There was a partial recount of Wisconsin, only in Milwaukee. The comments that he just made about Detroit basically being a living hell.
Oakland, D.C., Chicago.
Pretty damn
Come on.
And another quick pause for the cause, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We got over 1,500 of y'all still actively in here, man. We're having fun over here. Hopefully y'all enjoying the stream on y'all in, but do us a favor, man. Let's get the likes up to 300 likes, y'all. So double tap the screen if you're in here. You could also hit the 3 buttons in the upper right hand corner, man. Helps get the stream pushed in the algorithm. It helps with the engagement. We can get more folks in here. We got a lot of Kamala support in here. It's all good. It's all fine. Let's get some more people in on the discourse and continue to stream, man. Appreciate y'all.
Pretty good damn ad y'all dropped out. I actually liked it. Jamel Hill and I talked about it. But again, he's singling out cities where there are significant African Americans.
The ESPN race baiter who got fired for race baiting?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
You talking about the same Jamel Hill?
There's this whole. I talked with somebody once who said, if you just look at where the stars are in the sky, don't look at them as just random things. If you just look at them as points, look at the constellation. What does it show you? So you just outlined it, Roland. What does it show you?
I don't know, Kamala. What does it show us?
Oh, y'all think this bitch. I'm not
And shout out Clifton Lloyd, man. Appreciate the support, man. Go to the Federal Registry. It will show you all of the executive orders signed and or rescinded. Rescinded?
If you go to the Federal Registry, it will show you all of the executive.
The problem.
Yeah, rescinded.
Yeah, rescinded. The people. I'm sorry. The problem is the people who won't do their own research. So yeah. You can go to the Federal Registry. It will show you all the executive orders signed or rescinded. And yeah, the problem is y'all don't do your own research. And I'm gonna be rude, bro. You can literally look up how Biden signed in the TPS program that allow immigrants 18 months to search to try to become a citizen. And as long as they got their ID and residency, they can vote before they even hit citizenship. Like, y'all can go look that up and see it's been signed under Biden. You can go look up FEMA SSP and figure out, and bro, you can see the lies that they've been telling you that, yo, Biden signed in through the Consolidation Accommodating Act of 2023 in December of 2022. He signed that in so the SSP can be put into FEMA, so FEMA funds can go towards immigrants. There you go.
Yeah, and just a quick little background research. He did mention Jamel Hill, man, ESPN journalist who was literally fired for race baiting. In 2017, she called Trump a white supremacist. And you know what's so funny? They gave her ass a chance. They said, you know what, you violated our rights, but, you know, just a warning. Did it again. Did it again and then wanted to cry racism after she got fired. Oh, they didn't let me speak my political opinion. Like, bro, it's sports. It's ESPN. Like, you can't get on here and say anything positive on either side, low key. Like, crazy as hell. Race baiter, Jamel Hill.
The cities that he picks on in terms of black population or black mayor or both. Come on.
We're in North Carolina, and this has been a battleground over voting rights. Federal judges 8 years ago said there was laser-like precision targeting African Americans.
Yes.
Because he's losing his own
That is still a major issue. You got the Supreme Court with their decision regarding Section 4 of the Voting Rights Act. And so if Congress doesn't move, what can you do to shore that up? Because that continues to be a major issue. And with so many African Americans now moving from northern locations of Midwest back to the South, we're seeing these problems in Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, and others.
Well, to your point, you mentioned North Carolina, which has been well documented. You look at, even though I must say that North Carolina has a governor in Roy Cooper who has tried to do everything he can to ensure that voting rights are intact, but he does not have a veto-proof majority in the state house.
Plus, Dems lost the Supreme Court as well.
Well, and so, you know, I think that we should all, whoever's in North Carolina watching this, Josh Stein running for governor, it's going to be very important. Pay attention to those state house races, because those, if they can change the balance in the state house, then they will be able to push through more protections for voting rights. But to your point, in Georgia, they passed a law preventing people from giving food and water to folks who are standing in line to vote, which is the height of hypocrisy. Because, you know, what happened to love thy neighbor, right? There is a full-on intent
Florida,
by some
giving food and water
to attack hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights, including the right to vote. And part of it, if you track it, is if you look at the successes that we had, in particular in 2020, and in the height of a pandemic when people just said they were going to vote, they knew and they understood how important it was. Thereafter, you saw in state after state attempts by state legislatures to make it more difficult for people to vote. And here's what I would say to your listeners. Don't let anybody take you out the game. There is an intent to make it more difficult. There is an intent to suggest to a lot of folks that their vote won't matter, with the intention that people will not vote, which is an attempt to silence folks. And what we know is the greatest progress we have achieved is when we jump over those obstacles that have been purposely laid to do what we know is about progress. And this election is going to be no different. They've already started with the misinformation and the lies. We know that there is foreign interference, and I have to say to everybody listening to this, don't let them take your voice. Because I was part of the Senate Intelligence Committee when we investigated Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Black folks were targeted with misinformation. because there was an assumption that you're already targeting a group of people who already have learned, based on a lived experience, that things aren't necessarily designed to work for them, and manipulate that in a way that suggests to people that their vote won't matter. Because if you do that, they won't vote. That was the intention.
You said don't let them take you out of the game. What do you say to a young black woman, a young black man out there who is seriously considering the couch, who says my vote doesn't matter, who says that I have not seen policies that have changed my life, because that's there. That thought process is there. Folks 65 and older vote the highest, but as you keep going down, as you get that number just goes even lower and lower and lower. So what do you say to that young brother or sister who's watching?
Yeah.
Why they should vote, but why they should trust you to be the 47th president?
So first of all, your vote does matter. It is because folks voted that we have capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month, that we are on the path to doing what I intend to do, which is saying that your medical debt cannot be on your credit score, putting $16 billion in HBCUs, having the lowest black unemployment in recent history. The work that we have done that has been about investing in black businesses, the work that we have done that has been about understanding the importance of having representation at every level, including a black woman on the United States Supreme Court for the first time. It's because people voted and demanded that. And the reality of how this system works is that we each have many ways that we are powerful. And one of those ways, very significantly, is through our vote. People sit down and they'll watch and say, okay, well, those folks aren't going to vote anyway. I don't need to listen to them. That's how this works. I don't feel that way. I'm going to go everywhere. That's why I'm in rural parts of North Carolina and Georgia.
You know, it's funny. I always said due to the electoral college votes, there are some people who don't feel like they need to vote because they know what, direction their state leaning in. It's only in these battleground states where I feel like there's such a push to vote now because they're like, dog, we don't know which way we're going. So we need everybody to get their voice heard because we don't know if we're going right or left on this one. You know, in places like Ohio, like where we're at, where that always goes right, it's like, I'm voting, but I damn near don't got to vote because I know Ohio is going to go right. Oh, Trump's going to get these 16, 17 electoral college votes here. He getting them. He got it. It's already done deal. But in places like Wisconsin, yeah, everybody need to go out. Y'all need to come out there and vote. PA, y'all need to come out there and vote. North Carolina, y'all need to come out there and vote because y'all not a sure thing. If you want Trump to win and you ain't voting, then you got to go out there and vote, and you're in one of those three countries I named.
And PA is one of those states. Like, if you can't tell, they've both been hitting PA hard. They're actually both in PA. They were both in PA today. I think Kamala went to Erie and Trump went to, I can't remember the city, but they're both trying to hit PA hard. It's going to be one of those key battleground states when it comes to winning the election. And all these battleground states right here are very important, imperative to win, actually.
Right now, if we're looking at it, we do have PA is looking about a 0.2 on Harris. So we need y'all PA people to come out there.
Make sure you show up in the early polls as well. You don't got to wait till November 5th.
Yeah, now, some of these polls, be left-leaning that are going for Trump. And we got some polls that are even right-leaning going for Harris. So it's very up in the air. We still got, and they updated the map too. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't know what Georgia's looking like no more. We don't know what North Carolina is going to be. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada. Go out and vote, guys.
Georgia, apparently.
Yeah, bro. You in some of these red states, man, look, like I said, in Ohio, I know where Ohio's going. Trust me. But I'm voting still, just to guarantee it. So North Carolina, go out there and do what you got to do. Georgia, everything done updated. Everything looks a little bit more balanced now. Everything done turned into a battleground state now. Because, bro, yesterday I was looking at this. They had Trump like at 281. So you never know. Things shift overnight. Like, bro, Wisconsin, Trump is still up. North Carolina, Trump is still up. Nevada, Trump. Michigan, Trump. Georgia, Trump. Arizona, Trump.
You got less than 4 weeks till November 5th, y'all. So just make sure to register and show up to early polls. And all I can say is if you in one of these battleground states, regardless of who you voting for, you see it's a close, tight race. So make sure to enter your vote in and make sure your friends and family are also registered and they also show up to the polls.
Let's go.
And other places where people say, oh, your votes aren't there. But my people are there. People are there.
That's how Obama won the state in 08.
Well, but
14,100
the
votes.
point is that I'm saying that not everyone, and not the system doesn't necessarily work that way.
Mm-hmm.
The hard reality
Where
of
you
the
from,
system
Gito?
is that often the people whose policies get pushed through are the people who actually demand what they want through their vote.
Squeaky wheel gets the most grease.
Often. That is the way it works. And when people who are, and I'm not talking about myself, just anybody who's running for office, when they see young black people are voting, they're going to say, well, I better know they're going to vote anyway. I better know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I better listen to them. What do they want? Because I see that they turn out in big numbers.
I got you, bro. I got you. It's all good.
Criminal justice.
What's up, Steph?
One of the things I keep hearing, Biden-Harris administration
Yeah, I
didn't get
did
George
see that
Floyd Justice
video.
Act
It's
passed through.
crazy.
Robots is wild.
But what you have, though,
like a
is that
scene
they
out of
requested
iRobot.
Civil Rights Division. That, and I've covered all the
one
stories,
of
the
them
number of
motherfuckers,
former police officers they actually sent to prison, corrections
Yeah, that
officers,
shit is crazy.
jailers. And I
All the
haven't
shit
heard
behind
Some
her
of the
back.
highest
too.
numbers
All the shit behind her back.
Right.
in recent history,
ChatGPT.
and certainly
Boy, yeah.
compare those numbers to Trump administration,
Well,
and you see a stark difference.
Yeah, he had one pattern practice investigation that 12 under this DOJ.
Pretty
Exactly
much,
right.
that's what it felt like.
Will you continue having that aggressive of a DOJ Civil Rights Division? Because the work that's being
Absolutely.
done, I mean, it doesn't get a lot of attention and it talked about a lot, but it is actually happening. The work that Kristen Clark and others are doing.
They're doing extraordinary work, and that is the work that would continue in a Harris administration. Let me tell you something, and again, because Roland, I have to keep stressing not only the importance of every point, but the contrast between me and Donald Trump. Under Donald Trump as president, those cases were not happening with any vigor or commitment, and not only that, he took resources out of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. We put resources into the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice so they could do the job they're supposed to do. And that absolutely would continue under me and my leadership. And it's about looking at what people have done or what they say. Again, you know the record of Donald Trump on these issues. You know the record of where he is on things like stop and frisk, right? And what the Project 2025 talks about. So there is a real contrast here on criminal justice.
I do see a lot of my black brethren being like, stop and frisk, bro. This stop and frisk is going to get us, bro. I'm just like, hold on. Well, what are y'all talking about? What's this stop and frisk? Because if they don't stop you already, and if your car's smelling crazy, they don't stop and frisk you. You're going to get frisked. You're going to get checked. Well, what are they saying? Like, what are y'all trying to say here? Like, somebody please inform me about this whole stop and frisk exaggeration, because I'm pretty sure it's an exaggeration.
As there is on almost
Just like
every
Project
issue that we've
2025.
discussed.
FBI director said white domestic terrorism was America's greatest threat. How do you get folks who are not black to understand that hate crimes are still real? These things are actually happening in the country, and they have to be dealt with and addressed.
My question is, how you get black people to stop race baiting everything?
Because when you talk about that, folks go, oh, no, these things are not happening. But the reality is they are, and African Americans still are number one when it comes to hate crimes being reported against us.
Well, I know that because I published the hate crimes report every year when I was Attorney General of California. And it is, to your point, about talking about it and making people clear that we have actually seen a spike in hate crimes across the board. And it does not help when you have somebody who is a former president and running to be president again, who is constantly fanning the flames of hate and division in our country. Constantly.
You often asked about Israel, Gaza, Ukraine. I never hear it come up conversations about Africa. You traveled there. Fastest growing, 6 of the top 10 fastest growing economies. Very young continent.
Okay.
A lot of folks complain about Chinese investment. But in terms of your presidency dealing with the continent in those countries, what would that look like? Because that's the future of this world when you look at, again, those economies. And I've been to several countries, and those presidents are saying, hey, we want to build.
You came with me. Come on now.
Well, no, I didn't go that trip, but if you win, I'll go on the next one.
Well, let me tell you. So this has been, you're preaching to the choir. Listen, I believe so strongly. And that is part of the work I've done as vice president, that we've got to change the narrative around the relationship between the United States and the continent of Africa. For a long time, it has been one that has been about aid as opposed to partnership.
Or investment, right.
Partnership.
Yep.
Which includes U.S. investment. So the work I've done as vice president has been to begin to change that relationship.
Let me disillusion y'all, because she says a lot of things about the Project 2025, and I see that, even some of my supporters are saying the same thing. And I'm just like, look, bro, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. If you go to project2025.org, shout out to About the truth about Project 2025. Honestly, if you download the entire 922 page manuscript, or I guess game plan, you'll figure out that, well, it's not as bad as you think. So let's go to the truth about Project 2025, because people are lying to y'all about what's really going on, and I don't like it. I don't like it. They take advantage of y'all, and I won't have it. So debunking the lies, right? Project 2025 is a plan from Trump. Nope. Actually, if you want to be crazy enough, Obama got Obamacare out of out the Heritage Foundation, not Project 2025, but the Heritage Foundation, which made Project 2025 because the Heritage Foundation is a conservative think tank. All right. Give the government more power over your daily life. False. Civil rights. Ban curriculum about slavery. False. I wish black people felt the same way towards white people. We want to tear down y'all statues, but we want to go ahead and throw a fit when y'all talk, when I guess there's a rumor about slavery being removed. I mean, come on now. So let's see. End civil rights. False. End DEI protections in government. True. I mean, we can all agree to that, right? We can all agree to ending DEI. We ended affirmative action. All right. Cut military benefits for veterans and service members, including housing, TRICARE, retirement, and secondary education. False. False. It's false. And I'm sorry if I'm skipping through these. I'm going through the ones that I mainly hear about the most. Ban contraceptives. False. Ban IVF. False. The whole ban contraceptive, bro, they're trying to make contraceptives more healthier because there are negative side effects from some of these contraceptives. All right. Complete ban on abortion without expectations. False. This is from project2025.org. This is their website. Outlaw, this is one of my favorite ones, though. Outlaw pornography. True. They ain't never getting that through, but hey, though, it's fun to look at. And the Affordable Health Care Act. False. Project 2025 doesn't say it. Donald Trump don't say it. So Kamala Harris has been lying to y'all about that. And the Affordable Care Act, false. All right, now. Which one here? Well, let's see. Anyone that's caught y'all eye? Because, cut Medicaid. I'm sorry, cut Medicare. False. Raise the retirement age. False. Come on. Why do y'all believe these people? And you could just go look it up. It's literally project2025.org right there for you to go to. But hopefully that helped y'all out a little bit. Y'all willing to do that research.
And including the delegation that I took to the continent, which was focused on, I brought billions of dollars and have worked on billions of dollars of U.S. investment.
Department of Education. To shut down the Department of Education is true. Yes, they want to shut down the Department of Education because they feel like they're just spreading too much, sexuality and liberal ideology. Remember, these kids are being allowed to get on hormone blockers without their parents' consent. Kids are allowed to, let's say you have a boy, the teacher can allow him to wear a dress at school, take it off, and then send him back home to you. So, yeah, the Department of Education has gotten a bit too left-leaning, and it does need to be dismantled and rebuilt. This is why we start leaving school choices up to the parents. Because you leave it up to the city or the state, man, they want your kid to be a straight liberal.
In the continent and in countries on the continent of Africa, looking at what we need to do around, also I've been partnering with technology companies around digital inclusion, so ensuring that folks have access to fintech, to financial banking and sectors. But to your point, the median age on the continent is 19. By 2050, 1 in 4 people on Earth will be on the continent of Africa. That is so, so, so exciting. If we see it in terms of global policy, for the opportunity it presents to invest in partnership and to do the work that is about understanding.
And shout out Chris Hogan, man. Listening to Dems Project 2025 equal. I'm weak. My comp. I'm done. My comp, though. She said, bro, they are talking about Project 2025 as if it got Trump's signature all over it. And if it's his personal manifesto that came straight from Trump. And we're like, no, it's not. Okay, y'all got to chill.
Understanding the mutual
benefit. My comfort.
So that is very much on my agenda as a priority. It has been as vice president, and it will continue to be if I am and when I am elected president.
And mentioning those countries, when we talk about immigration, it has been African Americans. It's been in some quarters extremely contentious, and I've said, wait a minute, there are people who are coming from African agents, who are coming from Haiti, who are coming from Bermuda, who are coming from.
Man, shout out Clifton Lloyd, man. No research. You just said it again. Trump did not draft Project 2025. He's not tied to it at all. Dems insists he wrote it himself, though. I'm just like, yeah, and that's what the dishonesty is at. I'm like, dog, y'all can at least be somewhat truthful and be like, well, it's made by the Heritage Foundation. It is conservative. It's think tank. So Donald Trump could possibly pull some ideas from there. I mean, I'd accepted that. I'd have been like, okay, well, at least they're leaving it up to speculation. No, they're just, nope, guaranteed. It's him. It's his plan. Like, bro, Tim Walz, oh, you're not going to write out a playbook. You're not going to use it. It's not his playbook, so he ain't going to use it. Thank you.
Different countries.
Well, man, appreciate you, Clifton.
You have these battles happening in Chicago.
Sure, I'll go ahead and.
What do you say to African Americans specifically about immigration and how are you going to deal with?
Shout out Chris Hogan, man, and Clifton. Appreciate y'all.
With that, because those are reasons folks are being sent to various cities to create the tension. But it's talked about. It's there. It is a real concern. So what do you say to African Americans specifically who say, shut it all down, folks can't come in, close the border, who sound in many ways like MAGA folks?
So first of all, I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have had a career, including now, of prioritizing that we must have a secure border. And in fact, on the issue of immigration, let's be clear, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, together with others, had a bill to secure the border even more, and Donald Trump got wind of it, and because he thought it would hurt his political chances in this election, told them not to put it up for a vote. He killed the bill that would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border, which is why the border agent union supported it. That bill would have stemmed the flow of fentanyl, which is affecting people of every race and background and geographic location in our country. That bill would have given more resources to prosecute transnational criminal organizations. Donald Trump told him, cancel that bill because he wants to run on a problem instead of fix a problem.
And breaking news, bro. Donald Trump has had a third attempt on his life, but just like the second one, they wasn't able to take the shot. They just caught the man. He was trying to get into the Coachella rally. I believe his name is Miller. His last name Miller, 49 years old, was caught at a police checkpoint allegedly trying to enter the rally with a phony press pass. When the cops noticed his car was, unregistered, they searched the vehicle and discovered fake passports and driver's licenses. Well, CIA, if that don't scream CIA, I don't know what does. But, to be caught with fake passports and driver's licenses, along with a shotgun and a loaded handgun and a high capacity magazine, official says. So he'd have been in with a press pass. I mean, he'd have possibly been close enough to, shoot Donald Trump. Possibly. But they're calling this a third attempt just because he was trying to find his way into the Trump rally with fake passport, and fake ID.
I'm about fixing problems. And that includes, when I am elected president, bringing back up that border security bill, and I will sign it into law. We also must have.
And now look, you can't say that Trump's names is in Project 2025 312 times without also noting that Biden's names in Project 2025 375 times. Did that make it Biden's plans his names in there more than Trump? Does it make it both their plans that their names included in there 300 plus times?
An immigration system that is humane and orderly. We have to increase the number of asylum judges. We need to make.
And shout out Clifton Lloyd. The border bill she's referring to, only 11% of that money in the bill would have gone to the border. They insert a lot of BS in these bills. Yeah, it's called, like pork. That's what they call it. It's like political pork. You think you're getting one thing, but you're actually getting another. And don't worry, dog. I got the perfect video for you on that one. Don't worry. Us here saying Key Media, we try to find the best entertaining things to show y'all the truth. Real infotainment. Real infotainment. All right, here you go. Shout out to my brother here.
Called up some folks that happened to that bill. Donald Trump got on the phone, called up some folks in Congress and said, kill the bill. And you know why?
Donald Trump said no, told them to vote against it because it gives him a campaign issue.
Good Lord, is this disingenuous? Let's talk about what was in this supposed border bill. Out of $118 billion, $61.4 billion was for Ukraine. That's 52%. 12% was for Israel. 11% was for border security. So was this a border bill or a foreign aid bill?
And my man Clifton was on point. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I missed that part. I'll be like, hold on, 11%? No, my man was on point. For border security and migration issues in the U.S. And sadly, the border security they imagined was letting some of these people in and taking care of them. So that 11% didn't even really protect the border.
$61.4 billion was for Ukraine. That's 52%. 12% was for Israel. 11% was for border security. So was this a border bill or a foreign aid bill with a border component to it? This is a classic politician move. Instead of actually addressing a targeted issue with specific solutions, load a bill with billions of dollars for unrelated stuff, make the bill hundreds of pages so no one can actually read it, and then blame the other side and say, well, we proposed a solution.
And for those of y'all who say, oh, Donald Trump called his people down there, like I said, y'all need to pick a side. And what I mean by pick a side, y'all can't say, oh, he was disrespected, nobody liked him, everybody disrespected him, he was a laughing stock, right? But then on the other side, y'all would say, oh, he had so much respect, he was able to call in and get bills knocked away. Like, bro, what's the point of even running for president if you can get that done? From the crib, from Mar-a-Lago, just chilling on the golf course, like, man, wait, what bill? Wait, nah, man, kill that. Like, if he had that much power, what would be the point? Y'all say, one, he was a laughing stock, and then at the same time, y'all say, oh, well, he held so much power and respect that he was able to get bills knocked off. Pick a side. And shout out Clifton Lloyd, man. Research, homie, on God. That's all it takes, because, man, hey, that 11%, I'd even catch that part.
But you shot it down. The Biden-Harris administration does deserve credit for finally signing an executive order in June that has substantively decreased illegal immigration across the border. But the Democrats held the executive branch and the House and the Senate for the first 2 years of the Biden administration. Biden has had the ability to unilaterally sign this executive order for 3.5 years. Yep. So why is it only now? Interestingly enough, during election season.
Yeah. So talking about, oh, he waited for the election season to run on it. No, that's what they did. Yeah. You know, one of the rules of Marxism is to blame the other side for what you're doing yourself. It's one of the main rules.
Make sure that people who are fleeing harm, that we give them a chance.
Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate love in the chat.
Explain their situation in a meaningful way, because America also is a place that we have said we will receive people who are fleeing persecution. They got to make their case, and then they got to be on a path where they earn.
That's the point, though. These people are making their case, so we're not fact-checking their case, Kamala. I think you know that as well. We don't fact-check these asylum seekers' cases. They just come over here and say it's all bad. I can't go back. I don't want to go back. We don't even fact-check it to see if it's that bad or if it's up to standard for you to be seeking asylum in America. Because I wonder what is the standard for asylum seeking. Like what? As long as you just show up to the damn border you get in, and we hear you, and we're willing to sit down and listen to your BS ass story about how bad your country is. Like, I really want to know what the process for that is.
Earn the right to be here and become citizens, which means we need to have a comprehensive immigration policy that includes requiring people to earn and work hard to earn their citizenship.
The last question is this: your folks are dancing back here, so I see them all in my periphery. So y'all can relax, Cedric.
Congressman.
Huh? Well, you know, he's a Saints fan too. But we won't talk about that. Why do you want this? Why do you want to be president? There's somebody who's saying, why should I trust her with the power of being commander in chief?
I love our country, Roland. I believe in the American people. And I know we are a people who have the character, that have ambition, that have aspirations, dreams. And I intend to be a president who meets people with opportunities for them to not just get by, but get ahead. I believe in our country and the importance of its strength in terms of what that means to the world. As Vice President of the United States, I have met over 150 world leaders, presidents, prime ministers, chancellors, and kings.
All right, well, how come when Trump asked you, did you meet with Putin, you had nothing to say? And if you really want to take care of this, situation in Ukraine, because, well, since y'all like to say that, the VP don't have much power, y'all don't know much about what the VP can do. The VP is supposed to be able to go out there and handle foreign relations for the president. They're supposed to be meeting with the foreign leaders and everything. That's supposed to be the VP's job. And Kamala hasn't done that. So, I met with Zelensky 5 times. Well, how is the meeting with Zelensky going to end the Ukrainian war when Russia's the big dog out here, where you can't really stop the war unless Russia wants to stop, striking them? So wouldn't it make more sense to talk to Putin? And the fact that Trump exposed you for not talking to Putin is crazy.
I know the importance of America retaining respect as a power around the globe. And that's why I am putting in the hard work of working to earn every person's vote so we can actually turn the page on what has been otherwise years of an attempt to divide us as a nation, to have Americans point their fingers at each other, years of belittling people and promoting fear. People are exhausted with that. Ready to turn the page. They're ready for a new generation of leadership that's about charting a new way forward. And that's what I intend to do, with a sense of optimism and being clear-eyed about the challenges that folks face and the